You're listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, featuring Larry Carroll, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. I'm Mel Tiller, your host. I am thrilled to be with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. He's a friend of the show. He's been here before. He did a fantastic job. You loved him then, you're going to love him now. He is the lead singer for the Coasters, Mr. Lionel Z. Lionel,
How
welcome
you doing,
to the
man?
show.
Where do I send the check? That was a great intro. Where do I send that check?
I'm going to give you that information, my man.
But you can't cash it till next Thursday.
All right, next Thursday. Next Thursday. I have to give you the best intro I have, man. I'll tell you what. I am so thrilled to have you here. You are the lead singer for the Coasters, a member of the R&B Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm actually, to be more specific, I'm with the original Cornell Gunter's Coasters, and Cornell was one of the lead singers with the Coasters, and he was on Yakety Yak, Charlie Brown, Poison Ivy. 3 years after the hits, he left and started this group. So I've been in the group since 1990, and those guys started like 20 years earlier than that. So it's an honor to be associated with the name Coasters and all those great hits and just playing all the great venues that we played around the world and around the country. And so I just try to carry on, motivate myself and others and get things accomplished.
Ladies and gentlemen, he just mentioned some history. He talked about Yakety Yak, Charlie Brown.
Yes, sir.
Searchin.
Yes, sir.
Lionel, which
Yes,
one of these great songs, which one is your favorite to sing?
Well, I always give respect to the writers. And for your audience that didn't know, this music is so universal and international that the gentleman that wrote that was Lieber and Stoller. And they were two Jewish students going to college. And they loved the R&B music and they loved all this music and they wanted to get into it. So they got into it and they wrote this song, Yakety Yak, Don't Talk. And I think all the kids, all ages, can think about that. Then there came one called Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. He's a clown. That Charlie Brown. He's gonna get caught. Just you wait and see. Why is everybody always picking on me? And that's, we can, hey, somebody's driving. Watch that car over there now. You can drive and watch that car over there now. Your insurance, anyway. But look, we're on the radio. I'm happy to be on the radio. And I want to tell you one thing about Mel Tiller. Ladies and gentlemen, he's so good looking. He comes to the radio. Put your hand on the radio and just pray.
I'm telling you, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just made. I'm so good looking, I was just made for radio. So
are we going to have some fun today?
Hey, listen, you tell me that you've been with the group since the 1990s, okay?
Yeah, 1990.
How long have you actually been singing?
Well, I've been singing since I realized that my aunts would give me candy as a little boy. And then it got reinforced when I realized that the girls in high school kind of like it when you sing in the hallway and there's echo and everything. So my motivation has been very, very, very basic.
Candy and girls, huh? Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, candy and girls. Didn't take much.
So, well, I'll tell you what. Every brother listening, every guy listening to the show right now will understand that. Candy and girls, I'm singing. Hey, that's going to get the candy. That's going to get the girls. I'm singing.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you want to see me dance? How much candy you got there? They used to call me Floyd. I was a little boy. They called dance for him, Floyd. I would make them here you go. I'm doing splits and everything. So it's in my bones. I think about my mother. And she was a nurse, and she was also a school teacher. And my sister has a PhD, and I got so many, doctorates and stuff in my family, and my daughters, and they're very intelligent, prosperous people. But they just didn't understand when that music bug hit me. You know what I'm saying? That my mother had it all. You're gonna be a lawyer. Yeah, I'm gonna be a lawyer until I start singing. Oh, girl. I'll be in trouble if you let me now, 'cause I don't know where to look for love. I just don't know how. So I try to find how.
Okay. All right.
So,
I love that.
pray
I
for me.
love that.
Put your hand on the radio.
Hey, so tell me this.
Yes,
You
sir.
have been able to do something that a very few people have been able to do. You have been able to make a living in the entertainment business. You have actually been able to make a living singing. Now, we know a lot of people can sing.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of
Yes, sir.
people have talent.
Yes, sir.
Most cannot make a living doing it. If there was somebody listening to this radio show and they want to get into the entertainment business, they want to make a living entertaining, singing, dancing, doing that kind of thing, what advice would you give them?
Well, I, I, I do believe that fundamental education is fundamental.
Yes.
You know, you got to have a good root to grow a good tree. So the more we can enforce that with young people is that make your foundation strong, be that spiritual, be that what you're inspired by. If you can do that, that's your motivation. And then you can pick your route that you want to go in life. And I think that with the world today, being AI and all these different things coming into fruition, uh, we have to prepare ourselves and prepare our kids to be able to look at the world, not just the neighborhood, not just the school, but the world and say, now, where do we fit? We know now,
Yes.
where do we come from? Where we here are, where are we, and where we're going. So I think that I would tell young people, one of my grandsons told me one time, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? Said, I want to be an NBA player. I said, okay. And I said, you could be an NBA player, but you do need backup and you do need some primary stuff. You do need some fundamentals and you got to know how to read. You got to do your checks, your contracts and everything. And then he told me that for a while and I stopped him. I said, what did you say you want to be? He said, NBA player. I said, well, I've never seen you play basketball. I've never seen you watch basketball. I've never seen you with a basketball in your hand. So you got to plant that seed for what you really want to be. So mama, what I would tell anybody in this music business is that don't be one-dimensional. My name is Lionel Z Pope. And what I do is I try to do it from A to Z. I was a little light amateur boxer, and I believe in throwing, when you throw one, I'm gonna throw four punches. I
I
believe
like
in
it.
coming with combination. Jab is good. You got to have it in your
Yeah.
arsenal. But a good boxer knows that behind that jab, what you're gonna do. Then behind that, what you're gonna do. So get the rudiments in life that you need and diversify. You know, you know, be, like if someone is, I saw on TV today, and the man was talking. Oh, his name. He was a basketball player, and he was saying his son won the state championship, and he was so happy about that. And he was just saying that his son, he he motivated his son and gave him the fundamentals of making it in life and being a decent basketball, being a decent person first. So I'll just say that believe in yourself. Don't worry about the combinations coming at you. What about the ones you're going to throw? And be accurate with it. Just be defensive, move through life. And it's a metaphor, but it's so true. You just have to, nothing's going to be given to you. And if you want to make it in this music business, you have to be determined. I told one of my daughters, I got several daughters, and had one that her name is Joy, and she's in banking now, up a degree, and she's in Florida, in Pensacola, and I'm looking at videos from her right now. She was touring all over South America, all over in England and Asia, because she was dancing with Keith Sweat, Gerald Levert, and I forget who the other one was. And so she's dancing, but guess what? She went on and got that degree, built a house. I got
Yes.
another daughter that she has 4 degrees, and she's very prominent in EPA. Her name is Danielle, and I told her she's 6 foot tall, 6 foot and a half tall, and when she was young, and I hope young people can listen to this, listen to your radio, seriousness that adults, when she was young, I saw what I thought her asset may be. One of them, because she was always the tallest kid. I look at in the schoolyard to come pick her up, and she was always the tallest head. So I
Yeah.
asked her, I think it was eight or nine, do you want to play basketball? And she said yes. Now, I didn't limit her to basketball, but she said yes, and she took it. And the coaches came to our house. Two different coaches here in Vegas came to our house and said she could play in the Pac-10, and we still are doing this and that. And she said, "Okay, I'm going to go because I want to go. I want to go. Because I want to play for Oregon State." And
Yes.
this them like the leader there. So a week later, she told me, "I don't want to go do that, Dad." I said, "Do what?" "I don't want to go. I don't want to go to college." I said, they're gonna pay everything for you. You don't want to go. You doing and something you love. She said, "No." I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" She said, "I want to go to the Marine Corps." I said, "Marine Corps? Where'd that come from?" So she went on to become a Molly Marine top 10%. And the job she has now is she's going up in the EPA. They gave her, she came home, Mel, true story. Hopefully it's inspirational. She came home, she spent 16 years in the Marine Corps. And everybody said, "Well, why you need to go and get these last four so you can get your check and everything." She said, "I got what I want." And she had about 2 or 3 degrees already. She said, "I got what I want from the Marine Corps." So she came home and started working at EPA here in Vegas. And she got that outgoing personality. And so I told her, I said, "Danielle," I say, "in 3 years, somebody's going to call you from Washington, D.C. and offer you a heck of a job." 2.5 years later, she calls me and said, "Dad, how'd you know that?" "Know what?" She said, "This man called me from the EPA, the head office in Washington, D.C. And he says it's a job that he sees that he had to find a special person for, and so many different generals and different people that told him from different sources about me, that he called and said he wants to fly in and see me. And if everything is true, then they want me to come to Washington, D.C., the EPA, to be the what do you call it? I can't think of the word of it right now. But she was working like the main person that assists the chief judge of the EPA.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm telling you the story to say one thing, because this is where you got to train them. She said that they asked me, they said, well, once she was in the organization, there's an organization that helps push minority potential people. And they came to her, they saw her, heard about her. And they said, "Hey, look, we'd like to push you for a position that no Black person has had in the history of the EPA. We see that you got the potential. You got this and that. We're going to help you, coach you to get your resume up and do this and do this and do that." And she said, "Okay." She said, "What position is that?" And they told her. She said, "What's the position over that?"
I
They
love
said
that.
they
I
said
love
director.
that.
She said, "That's the position I want." And
I love that.
to this day, she's moving
Listen,
up.
young folks, I hope you are hearing him. He's talking about getting your education. He's talking about getting the fundamentals. He's saying documentation beats conversation. He's telling you that your reputation precedes you. He's telling you that you need a mentor. He's telling you that you need a sponsor, somebody who is in the room, who's going to talk and speak about you, somebody who is going to promote you, somebody who is going to tell your story.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what he's talking about, and that's what it takes to be successful in absolutely any venture that you proceed into. You'll need to know what you're doing, and having those degrees, working, making sure that you have the fundamentals down, whether that is as a musician or working in the EPA or working in the banks. It does not matter. Lionel Z, let's talk a little bit more about you. I want to know how it feels, and do you feel as if it is a responsibility of yours every single time you step on stage, because you represent a part of African American history?
Yes,
You
sir.
are
Yes, sir.
our culture.
Yes, sir.
These great songs,
Yes, sir.
this group that is a legendary group, this group that is a member of the R&B Hall of Fame. Do you feel a certain responsibility every time you step on stage?
Well, I think that's a good question. And I'm going to preface that by saying the words that you just heard Mel Tiller speak were unrehearsed. It was from his heart, and they need to be put in the archives because they can be very powerful. Thank you for summation that you gave before this. Now, uh, I feel that I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position. And I'll just say that, good things are steady coming. And I believe in what I'm doing. I came from St. Louis, Missouri, out of a group called Paper Bag and Company. And we were down there, we toured with B.B. King, Bobby Bland, Lil Milton, but we also worked with the Whispers and the OJs and Moments and Jerry Butler, so many people, and we had a dynamic show. So I believe that every time you hit that stage, I'm gonna give 100%. Like I said, when I first started getting that candy as a little boy, I gave 100%. And people like your effort. When you have a genuine effort, you can't fake that. So whatever your job is, you don't have to have a degree. You got a degree to you. And to me, that's to yourself. You don't have to have that. People are gonna write your script. No. Some of the biggest inventions ever been made, it was somebody that was thinking. And of course, I'm proud to say a lot of them were African American. So nobody writes our story and tells it like we can tell it. So let's tell our story, let's live our story. And when I hit that stage, one thing people know about me, and they've stopped me and they say, I give 110%. I work with Ike Turner, I work with the greats. And I work with the greats and I learn from them. That's the first thing, I learn from them. You might have a good voice, you may be a handsome guy, a beautiful lady, a nice figure and everything, but people can tell real. And if you're real and respect yourself and get up on stage, then you can do that. And I'll say this to young ladies out here: we're old. Yes, I'm an old man, but boy, I'm proud to be an old man because I can see some things that you might not be able to see. And everybody don't need to be on. My personal opinion has nothing to do with anybody else on stage doing some of the things I see some of these young ladies do. You don't have to go that far. So if you're competing against somebody that's going to an X zone, let them go to that X zone, because guess what? That's going to fade out. That's going to end. But your realness and being true to your beauty, you don't need to be half naked. You don't need, and I'm calling any names. People know what I'm talking about. You don't have to be half naked. I understand that's a game, but we understand this. And I'll say this. And we'll say this. I remember when the rap music came out, it was rapping about what? Having a good time. I can rock a party. I'm a good DJ. I'm a this blah 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 blah. How to get steered in the direction of I'm gonna kill you and you ain't nothing but a B and you ain't this. Resist that to the degree. I like rap. I like the way you do the right thigh and shake your hips when you make the style. Hey, I like that. I like all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's food, it's good, it's food for the soul, it's R&B. But let's use it in a positive way. When you saw the Temptations and you saw the Coasters, men looking like men dressed up to the proper show on stage.
Elegant.
I'm on the radio right now. I'm dressed to kill.
Yes,
I'm on
are.
the radio.
Yes, you are.
And you can't see me, but Mel can see me. I'm dressed to kill. The suit made, diamonds on. I'm dressed to kill. Because it's what it is.
So tell me this: you have performed for decades. You performed all over the world. Yes, what is your most memorable gig? That gig that stands out in your mind that you still remember today.
Well, I'll tell you, Lou Rawls was a good friend. And me being from St. Louis and him being from Chicago, and he worked for Anheuser-Busch. Sorry for the plug. I wasn't trying to do that, but it's reality. and they had the United Negro College Fund and all this stuff, and Anheuser-Busch.
Yes.
So I got to know Lou Rawls. We got to know Lou Rawls, worked with Lou Rawls, and he'd come to Vegas. And we would go in the dress room. Me and Eddie Coco, who now sing with the Ink Spots. We go there, and so we would, kick it with him, and he'd go on stage and so forth. Fast forward 20 years, maybe. The Coasters, the original Cornell Gunter's Coasters. We worked for Frank Sinatra, and Frank Sinatra was a very unique individual.
Yes, he was.
If he liked you, he liked you, and I never seen. Look. I met so many people, and I try to figure out who's the biggest person I've met in my life, and I think it's Muhammad Ali. But that's who I picked from my mind. But the most memorable event that I can remember was that we were working for Frank Sinatra in Palm Springs at the Marriott Hotel. Okay, I got a new Cadillac. I drive it there. I'm gonna drive, pull up to the valet, and they got Rolls Royces with their noses round around, touching each other in a circle. I said, let me go park this Cadillac on the parking lot. Okay. we go into check into the desk. The desk is so unique. You can pull your little small boat in there and check in. So we check in and everything. So we go to the venue and it's a gigantic ball. And on the floor, Mel Tiller, on the floor is a white Rolls Royce on the dance floor. That's a big stage, but in front of it, picture this white Rolls Royce. And I said, what is this white Rolls Royce there for? And I said, why is that white Rolls Royce on the dance floor? Never seen it. He said, take a look at the license plates. I look at the license plates and said, F-A-S. F-A-S, what is that? That's Francis Albert Sinatra. Oh yeah, that's Frank's name. So yeah, if you hit a hole in one, you win one of his personal Rolls Royces. I said, whoa, that's balling. He said, but not only that, you get to play a round of golf with the King of Morocco. But that's balling. So Frank brought us back there several times, treated us nice. But one thing I always did was you had to have class to get class, to respect class.
Yes.
For the first time, I went and bought his wife a dozen red roses. So whenever we played, so I got letters from her and everything. So I'm in now. I got in.
Oh, I love that.
So unfortunately, after his passing, it was the children's benefit to help children, because Frank always gave back, and that's why I met Sidney Poitier and Robert Wagner. So after his passing, his wife, maybe about 2 years, she called us and she said, Frank, we want you guys to come back. I'm going to go back and do it again. And I want you guys to perform. And we were only asked to perform. I've never seen that many entertainers from sports, writing, television. I mean, the biggest, the dudes from MASH, this dude here, the football player, the basketball player, because Frank Sinatra had that kind of clout.
Yes,
so after he died, she called us back. And when we were on stage, the place is packed. And after we did a song, I stopped. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, I said, I knew Frank would really, really like me doing this. So I'm going to take the liberty and do this. All these stars out there now. I said, there's a young man in the house tonight. And I know Frank loved his voice. Mr. Lou Ross, stand up, Lou. Stand up. Lou Ross stood up and he was like, right on, man, right on. So I guess that's one of them. Just giving somebody else some juice, like you guys do us as far as entertainers. 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. 100 Black Men of Las Vegas, yeah. 100, keeping it 100. Say it again. 100 Black Men of Vegas, yeah. Keep it 100, keep it 100, keep it 100. This is Mel Tiller.
Hey. I like to listen. You're going to have to finish that up for us. I love that.
Hey, I'm telling you, 100 Black Men of Las Vegas.
Oh, you just gave us our theme song.
And we're going to still cut that. I'm telling you, I got some singles that we do that for you. No problem.
All right, man.
So now we got a theme song coming. You heard it. You heard it, America. You heard it. Now I want to tell you about the new video song that I wrote real quick. I'm from St. Louis, and so many great artists come from St. Louis. And one thing about the artists come from St. Louis, they're very original. Chuck Berry, they play original. Donny Hathaway. I could go on and on. And I wrote this song for Josephine Baker called Josephine. And look out for it, Lionel Z Pope, Josephine. I have a video. I produced videos years ago, believe it or not, before videos came out. And the guy said, man, you were doing that back in the day. Boy, you needed money. So no problem. So anyway, it's called, Josephine, look out for it, Mel. And look out for it, America. Look out for a world. That's me.
All right. I love that. Where can we see you? You guys have some gigs coming up. Where can our listening audience find you guys?
Well, I'm supposed to kind of keep it on the low, and that's why I did that. Or mention that song, Josephine. We're talking with the Paris Hotel, because that's where she made it big, in Paris, France.
Yes.
And we've already secured the UNLV Jazz Band to play along with the band. and we were putting artists together, and it was a brainchild of mine. I'm glad I thought of it, and it's going to be a great show, and so look out for it. And I think they want to do it because it's good, because they're going to be doing some ceremonies over there in the summer, you see, for the Summer Olympics. And we hope to be going over there. We'll see what happens with it.
Oh,
to be going
man.
on to do coasters and to do Josephine.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. You've been listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, featuring Larry Carroll, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep it 100.
100 Black Men of Las Vegas. Hey, 100. Keep it 100. Say it again. Yeah. 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What? Keep it 100. Yeah. Keep it 100. I gotta go. Pray for me. Pray for me.